Thank you for the invitation to come here today. It's a pleasure. So let's start here. A great moment. George R.R. Martin, the guy behind Game of Thrones, he was talking about the sword fight scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark. And he said it was a great moment because it was shared. If you're sitting all alone in your living room, it has nowhere near the same impact. And I totally agree. We all have our favorite movies and shows, and we want to share them with other people. And not just any people, we want to share them with our favorite people. But we don't live in that world anymore. We no longer have Thursday night must-see TV that we then go and talk about Friday morning around the work water cooler. Instead, we're much more fragmented. We get to watch whatever we want, whenever we want, wherever we want. And as a result, we watch TV by ourselves or we see movies by ourselves. And as a result, we don't even know, even amongst our friends, who's watching the same shows. And this really resonated with me. You can go out and talk with your friends, go out to dinner and drinks and have a great conversation, catch up, talk about everything that's going on. But at some point, the conversation turns to what movies people have seen and also what shows have been watching. And when it does that, it kind of levels up a bit in excitement. And when two people realize that they've been watching the same show, they spend the next 10 minutes trying to catch up on the entire last season. These observations and repeated observations really informed the way we thought about how we designed SnackDish. But again, why do we share? Why is that so important? Well, sharing is almost uniquely human. Only two other animals can even point and communicate about a third object. And in this case, when we talk about TV and movies, we can use language to talk about that third object. You know, Plato said, "Those who tell stories rule the world." But I would add to that, those who listen to stories and those who learn from stories can rule the world too. We can't have every experience, but what we do is we synthesize other people's experiences so that we can make sense of them and apply them in our own lives. So what does that mean and how we design SnackDish? It means when you basically want to go out and watch your movies and TVs, we put out the profile for you of everything that you watch, and it goes out on Facebook. All your Facebook friends can see what you watch, and you can see what they watch as well. And when you have shared shows in common, we basically bring that forward so that you can accelerate that connection and conversation faster. What we're trying to do is, in some ways, recreate what's been lost when what he talked about having a shared moment. But in other ways, we're also trying to actually generate an opportunity that didn't even exist in the physical world. Lastly, what we do with this is we let people tag basically crowdsource across the internet to let anyone in the platform tag content that we rank and then that we sort. So then when you are watching a show and you go to the show page, you can see what other people have added. It can be music, it can be people's favorite moments, quotes, where things were filmed, what clothes people are wearing, or in this case, I just put a couple up here that people have added in, things that I would never have known, Easter eggs that people have added for different shows. And the result is when you go and watch this, it's like a richer layer of information that helps you get more out of that experience. And that's what we're doing at SnackDish and continue to do every week. Thank you. I didn't get booed, so that's good.
How is this different from Facebook showing what movies and shows I'm interested in and books?
How's it different? So I think I'll take that two ways. One, when you first start in Facebook, you have to load a profile. And that might have been, in really the old days, you kind of put in books and movies. And those weren't even hyperlinked in the old days. But those get stale. People don't really update those a lot unless you are continually liking new things. What Facebook has actually done, which I found encouraging, is they let you, it says somebody's watching something. When I started SnackDish and came up with the idea, Facebook wasn't even doing that. And so I felt a little lonely out there. People thought you were crazy. Like, people are really going to tell you what they're watching? Nobody's going to do that. And so, but what happens over time is that when other people do it, then people think from a group perspective, it's like, oh, you're in the herd now. Oh, you have a great idea. This makes sense when Facebook does it too.
One more question? No?
Great, thank you very much.